After I became of age, I'd say after, well, before I graduated from high school, though, I had the privilege of playing with professionals in my hometown, Indiana, and I was young enough that I had to have my father's permission. But I can remember back in those days playing with professional musicians, and just to be there was all I really wanted. But luckily, that in that profession you do get paid, and to me that was just icing on the cake. So that was my early days in playing with professionals. In fact, I remember one incident playing with a road band with my father's permission, and it was one of the largest road bands traveling in that particular time era, and to be able to play with those professionals was all the compliment that I could ever ask for. In fact, I ran into several occasions where the average young musician my age wouldn't be able to experience it. So, like I'd say 30-some years ago, I played with Hal McIntyre, who was considered one of the biggest name bands in the world at that time. I can remember playing with Nat King Cole, and in later years played with his brother. And just being in that profession gave me a chance to play with what I call some of the masters of music. So Hal McIntyre, I mentioned, Ida Cox, and back in those days they had road shows that were considered top-notch entertainment. Ida Cox, Tiny Crump from Hollywood, California, is back as far as in the 1940s. I had the pleasure of playing with a lot of masters because they did a lot of traveling back in those days because the smaller towns or metropolises they made money by importing stars from California and New York. And if you were musically inclined, as I was, then you just might be fortunate enough to play with some of those professionals as they came through your part of the country, and I was one of them. As late as I'll say a few years ago, when the big bands used to come to Lexington, somehow they would somebody would know me or know of me, and after they would finish performing for their situations, which would be downtown or elsewhere, they would always find me here in town somewhere, and we would go to pick out a place in town, and after they finished their regular job, we'd go somewhere and compare ideas till daylight somewhere else, free of charge, you know. So it's always been that way, you know. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice, nice. Under the circumstances, superb, superb. First time. First time. It worked too, you know. Yeah. All right. How much you got back there? Shame on you. You ought to have it all. Music should, it's, well,